do this. Joining me tonight is Nature Me.
Hi.
And Science Me. Hi there. In tonight's deep dive, we're going to be taking a look at American recycling. Now I want you the viewers at home, to close your eyes. Imagine with me. There are piles of garbage everywhere. It's spilling out of our sewers, it's overflowing in our trash cans. It's a giant problem that's inescapable and hard to ignore. Now open your eyes. That far future is actually not that far off. By the year 2050, it is predicted that there will be more plastic in the ocean than fish. Scary, right? Now I, as an American, and I'm sure many of you also live in America, would like for this not to happen. Best place to begin is at the beginning. So let's explore what the recycling process in America is today. America uses single stream recycling, which is basically putting everything recyclable into a single bin. There is no sorting demanded of consumers, so this makes the sorting process done by recycling plants that much harder. This magnifies the poor infrastructure of America. The reason that America has poor infrastructure is that recycling is a very expensive process and not many companies are willing to invest the time and money into it. The Washington Post interviewed Bill Moore, who is a paper recycling consultant. We kind of got everyone thinking that recycling was free. It's never really been free, and in fact it's getting more expensive. That has never been more true. Now Nature Me has more to say on the subject.
To continue what Studio Me said, our current system is bad and needs fixed. As mentioned in Rachel Lincoln's TED Talk, less than 10% of all plastic gets recycled. Out of the 300 million metric tons produced yearly, that is a very small amount indeed. Until 2017, we sold most of our plastic to China. However, with their recent National Sort Initiative, they are no longer accepting American plastic and are now turning our ships away at port. The BBC has some interesting thoughts on the matter.
But if a stranger like me shows up with a microphone, someone from the country that is flooding her hometown with junk, she feels like she can't turn down the opportunity to tell Americans, please do the right thing and stop propping up this criminal underworld with your plastic trash.
To American so-called civilized people, you should not deliver to other country. You should handle it in your own country.
Great thoughts. Back to you, Studio Me.
Well said, Nature Me. Now Science Me has some possible solutions. Now that we are more informed about our recycling system, let's look at some ways to fix it. Promoting investment in recycling technologies and infrastructure is a great place to start. Many U.S. companies are developing modern technologies to sort materials and help offset the elevated levels of contamination that results from single-stream collection methods. For example, Nine Dragons, a Chinese manufacturer, has already purchased at least 2 recycling plants in the U.S. and plans to invest more than $300 million into the new facilities. Now, no one solution can fix everything. Let us take a look at another viable option. Congress could consider taxing manufacturers who produce items with unrecyclable plastics. For example, items made with easy-to-recycle plastics, such as plastic number 1, which is typically found in water bottles, plastic number 2, which is typically found in milk jugs, or plastic number 5, which is found in various food containers, such as a ketchup bottle, could be taxed $2 per ton. In contrast with this, items made with plastics number 3, 4, 6, and 7, which are not as easily recyclable and impose comparatively greater costs on society, could be taxed at $4 per ton. Thank you for your valuable input, Science Me. Now let us look back and review our solutions. Our solutions are good because if there is more effective, cost-effective recycling measures, companies will be more incentivized to participate in recycling. Also, if there are steeper penalties for poor recycling habits for big companies, they will recycle more to avoid these penalties. Now that we know that these solutions are good, let us look at why they will work. Change must start with big companies because they have the biggest impact on recycling as a whole. In our last few minutes, let us take a look at what you, the viewer, can do to make a change. You can follow the QR code to go to the TerraCycle website. They offer great free recycling programs and are a good way to get involved. Jim Roberts' TED Talk also gives us great change ideas. You can just say no to single-use plastics. You can bring your own bags to the supermarket to avoid the plastic ones. And you can go 1 day a week without plastic. With everything discussed, it's easy to feel upset or inspired, but it is hard to act. Action must happen or nothing will change. So go into the world. Act. We're glad you could join us today on our deep dive of the American recycling system. But most importantly, don't forget to not be trash.